Hello, everyone, and welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs, the four-time Retailer of the Year. David Nuno here with the Fan Show guys and Caitlin Torn. Roy, favorite part of the show?
Garrett Chadwell's call, getting to talk about Augusta and Masters and the opportunity for those girls right now, getting to play in Augusta.
That's cool.
Augusta is, I'm a golfer. It's a little slice of heaven.
You can get Chadwell on TexAgs.com. What's yours, Blake?
Man, I love hearing about softball success and they just continue to win. So, bright spot in Aggie land.
Caitlin?
I'm going to go with Logan Lee and Billy for a second in here.
Okay. Well, you can get that at TexAgs.com as well. We had Stephen McGee on the program. We had Michael Earley on the program and Tori Vidales on the program. All that and more. Check out the Rewind.
A lack of cohesion, I think, on a lot of levels, right? Not just athletic director's office, but leadership positions at A&M, and maybe not just for this most recent head coach position, but all the major three over the last what has been 2.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I hope we can get that figured out. Obviously, it's important. We need to have the right people, but at the end of the day, I think people go back to the culture, and I think A&M is in desperate need of winning. We need to establish a winning culture, right? And it's hard to get over that hump until you actually just go out and win, right? And some people argue back, well, we did that in baseball. We think we have a winning culture for baseball. Why are they not doing it? And I can't answer that. I really don't know. But one of the fix-all ingredients, the best way to do it that I've ever seen is obviously to just go out there and win, right?
Yeah.
That's when people get quiet and everyone gets on board. So I hope that Trev can find good people, and I hope that our board of regents is very supportive and lets people do their jobs. Let football coaches coach, let athletic directors go out and hire, and then they provide the resources and the boundaries of which to do those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think some of us are thinking it's easy to get a coach in a major job to leave.
Yeah.
It happens, but again, A&M made the play that it was going to take to get Chris Beard, and it appeared that they were going to until Ole Miss says, hey, we're going to give you even more, and you don't have to move. You're already here, like David pointed out earlier. You're not taking over a program with
No players,
minimal roster.
Yeah.
You already know what you've got built here. So he just decided to go with that. Well, I don't think that is an indictment on Trev Alberts for feeling. I think, again, I'll say it to you, I applaud A&M and Trev Alberts for saying, okay, this is the guy we want. We're gonna go all in to get him. If you didn't get him, okay, now who's your next target? But at least they didn't say, well, here, let's try to see who we can get for $2 million a year.
I think it definitely helps. I mean, it helps. It's going to make teams a little, hesitate maybe to bring that left-hander in because you got Wyatt right in front of him, but getting him pitches to hit. So yeah, for sure, it gives him a little protection. But I think with a Violet, when he's locked in, he's in a good mode. I don't think it matters where he hits in the lineup or who's behind him or who's in front of him. To be honest with you,
another guy.
If he stays in that, then he's going to have a lot of success. But having Wyatt for sure definitely helps. But at the same time, I think when Jason's locked in, man, he's as good as it gets.
Another guy that's been locked in has been Royo, another 3-run homer on Tuesday night. It feels like we ask about him on every Thursday, Coach, but how impressive has it been to see Ben continue this offensive surge he's been on, knowing that he's in the lineup and in the game because of what he can do with the glove?
It's been great. I mean, it's been great. It gives you like to have something at the bottom of the lineup and not just wait for the top. So he's done a really good job. Really good job. He's doing everything we've asked him to do, and continues to perform. And obviously, like I said, I mean, the defense is key. But I'd be lying if I told you I like what he's doing with the bat. He's competing, and Ben's got tools. Like he's like I said, he's not just some guy. It's about him putting it all together. Like he can run, he can throw, plays really good defense, has a ton of power. It's about him just playing and relaxing out there, and he's done that so far. And we want to continue to see him do it.
Coach Earley facing the number one team in the country this weekend, obviously a rematch of the championship, different stakes, kind of a different vibe, and different roster for Tennessee a bit. So when you look at this series, what are some of the things that jump out other than the obvious?
It's a great test for us. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better time to to play a team like that and what they've been this season and go into their place. And it's going to be a extremely tough atmosphere against a really good ball club. And, where we're at in our season and compared to where they're at, like I couldn't ask for a better time to go there. I mean, if you can't get excited about this or ready to play for this, then I can't help you. And you're going to see none of that. I mean, we're going to be ready to go. So I think it's a perfect timing for us. Like, why not right now? Why not right now? Let's go in there and take care of business. So we're ready to go. I mean, can't wait to get on the plane and get to practice tonight and get to play this weekend.
Yeah, to me, this kind of goes back to when he actually was about to take the A&M job. And I've never really gotten to know him on any personal level. I frankly don't know how many media people just in general have at all.
I don't.
So I'm not attacking him as a person, but I can tell you, there were conversations that I had in the whatever it would have been, winter of 2017, spring of 2018, where it became pretty clear that his last season at Virginia Tech, he was kind of angling to go ahead and try and get the Texas A&M job. And so I sit there and say, this guy spent his last year at Virginia Tech trying to get the A&M job, and it really felt like history was sort of repeating itself this year because it felt like to a large degree, this was a guy that was spending a lot of this year trying to figure out an exit strategy from A&M. And so I don't have all the details. You guys probably do. Frankly, the way that you guys cover TexAgs, the way that TexAgs covers A&M, maybe the audience even has some details that I don't. But I just think that's a disingenuous way of treating people, a fan base, your team. And I'm not a fan. And I think in about 4 or 5 years, Maryland fans are going to go through the same things that A&M fans went through this year, that Virginia Tech fans went through in 2020, 2017, whatever it was. And, just not a fan of treating people that way in general.
Well, look, I think Buzz, he's the kind of coach I want my kids to play for, honestly. I think he loves his players. He loves his program. There's a lot I love about Buzz. I love the idea of Buzz. I do think that, like, when you're paid as a top 10 coach, you should have more aspirations than the second round of the NCAA tournament, right? And I don't think A&M would have, should have fired him based on the results on the court. This team has taken on some real titans in softball, right? Even the non-conference, and now they've got even a harder stretch coming ahead. So how have they navigated through this tough stretch?
Yeah, I mean, being at home is always a great thing for any team, and especially when you've got a crowd like you can get at Davis Diamond, you always want to take advantage of that. But a really tough schedule, especially in the preseason, being able to go out to Clearwater, play some really tough games, going out to Mary Nutter, playing some really tough games, I think has really set them up to get to where they're at now and challenging them really early in the season. I think you're starting to see them put it together. They may not all be hot at the same time, but no matter what, I feel like this team has been able to find ways to win and win in different ways. They've played the pitching duels. They've played the big scoring games. They've won it with some small ball too. So I feel like they've put themselves in a really great position for this next half of a really tough SEC schedule.
So I mean this question with respect to the program, but is that something that could be worrisome? The fact that they have a dominant pitching staff, no doubt. But like some of the other ways that they win, like they don't wow you with home runs. They don't wow you in many different areas. Is that something to be concerned about? Or, hey, when a team finds a way to win, that's just in their DNA. Let's go.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's something to stress about at all. I think it actually gives you a little bit of an upper hand because a lot of teams will rely so heavy on one facet of the game, right? Their ace coming out and throwing a shutout or their offense hitting 5 home runs in a game. But there are going to be days where things don't work out the way you expect them to. And for a team to be able to look themselves in the face and be like, okay, this isn't working today. How are we going to find another way to win? And I think it gives you a little bit more confidence moving forward, knowing that, hey, if our power isn't here today, we can play a little small ball. We can cause some chaos on the base pass. So you're not having to rely so heavy on one half or one facet of the game that it kind of broadens your horizons and realizing that, oh, hey, we do have other tools in the toolbox that we can pull out whenever we need them.
All right, Blake, I want you to close it out, but I want you to do whatever you're thinking in reverse. Go.
Got him. Comment, subscribe, share, and like. That was
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Now you do it in Spanish.
Uh,
Comment?
no.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you.